Okay. Here, let's do that little section over there. And see, remember the bottom edge all the way along. I'm going to do that with caulking, white caulking. If I have enough grout, so I'm starting to run out on grout already. I'm hoping I have enough to finish this job. If I have enough grout, I can do that bottom edge, and then once the grout dries, obviously, will be the time that I caulk that, you know, after it's all sealed and everything, you know? You know what I mean? Okay? So now I'm taking off the excess, and see, all of that grout is gone, gonzo. And most of it is off the tile. See, I'm just pushing it off. Got a little bit left here. And I can put that in some more. I want to, once I start in one area, I want to go as far as I can, and then I want to make sure I get this row done, you know, before I get sporadic here, there, and everywhere. Because if you're going to be working by yourself, there's going to be only so much of the wall you're going to be able to do at any one time. And so, see, I can do another application of this before this dries all the way, and you'll see when it starts drying, it'll lighten up. Okay, so then I can do it in another section. But once I get another section done, I want to try to get the grout lines, you know, even. If I don't, and I see a little edge there, I can clean off just a little bit, because the next time I get ready to put grout in, I don't want it to just hit on something that's already starting to get dry, because then it won't be filled up all the way, you know what I mean? I got a little bit too much on there, up there. Okay, so I know where I stopped right here, and I'm going to mix up some more and do some more. Now it's important to know that once I get up to this point, I've got my sheetrock pan. I don't want to just mix it up in there until I clean that out. I've got to clean it out nice and clean with my knife, and I'll wipe off all the stuff off the sponge floater. And then I'll do some more. Okay? Don't mix up in a pan that's already half dry, because this stuff is already starting to thicken up just that quick. You know? So had I been doing this on a floor, I would have obviously got the stiffer sponge and the stiffer float, the sponge float. And even if I had it right now, I could do a little bit more, you know, I could mix up a little bit more at a time, because once you start mixing it up, I only put about 3 scoops in there at any one time. I don't want to get this so full that I can't put all my material on the wall before it dries, before it hardens up. That's why, you know, once it starts thickening up, that's why you need that stiffer float, the sponge float. My loss is your gain. Time's a wasting, so I better get some more up there on the wall. A little bit more on my sponge applicator, my sponge float, my piece of crap red sponge float that I should have got the black one, the stiffer one, but I didn't. I thought this one would work okay. I mean, it's working. It's working. You know, it's just when the material gets stiffer, when the grout gets stiffer, then it's harder to get up on the wall and press it in. Because see, once I press it in, I want to take most of the grout on the tiles off. And use it. You know, there's not a whole lot left on my sponge applicator, but I don't want to leave much on the wall any more than I have to. You know, because then I got to wipe all that off with the sponge. Plus, if I get most of it off, see, then I can reposition it on my float, and I can put some more up there, because I'm gonna run. I don't know if I'm gonna have enough for this whole thing or not. It's gonna be close, and if I have to, I may have to run back to the store, and I want to get this thing done today, and it's on a weekend, so I got to get this up, because the store only stays open so long on the weekend. Because I got other things to do tomorrow. And it doesn't include floating out this wall. Okay? Okay, that's all I'm going to do in that little section. Let's do some more, shall we? Got some more in here, and you know what? I can put it right on the wall if I want. Just like quick-set, instead of sticking it on my float. How about that? Because I'm working right out of a drywall pan. Make sure you can see what's going on here. Yeah, you can see it. And once I get it on the float, it basically sticks on there, you know, and I can move it around on wherever I need it. Push it, pushing it in, pushing it in. The grout lines. When this stuff gets a little bit thicker, you got to just push a little harder, you know? See, I'm putting it in and finishing it off at a 45-degree angle, like that. I've got some more on here so I can reposition it on my float. I guess I can go up a little bit more. There. Wow. Wipe off some extra here this way too, if I can. Reposition that. Make sure you can see this. Let's see if I can raise you up just a little. There, let's go right up in there. And I've already done around the window. There's a piece of trim along there, and I wanted to do that so I didn't have to mess with that once I did this section of wall. I just wanted to blow and go, so to speak, you know. I can take the edge of the trowel and take the excess off, you know, after I get it pushed in there. Push it in, push it in, push it in, push it in. Now get the excess off. With that stiffer sponge trowel I should have got, I could have just done one edge and that's it, you know. This thing, it's working. Let's not talk about that anymore, shall we? You got the point. Get the stiff one, right? Yeah, you got the nibble all right. Yeah, I got almost all the material on the wall. And I'm glad I didn't mix up any more in the pan. I only had the pan about a quarter, maybe a third of the way full in the pan. Okay, there. There's a little spot there I can get. Guess I can use two-handed. Do the two-hand method. Push it in there. Now I'll start letting that dry. See the stuff down below that I just put on, it's already hardening up. I can't really go over it much anymore. And it's already starting to dry. That's two little sections there. See how it starts lightening up? See right in here where it's lighter? You want to wait for it to be like that before you start wiping this off. If you start wiping this off with a sponge, you're going to indentate these lines too much, and you don't want that. Okay? And when I use a sponge, I'm going to end up using this sponge here just at first, and if I need to, I can use the scouring side just to loosen up some of the grout, but then I'll use the sponge side, and I'll have to be careful in case the grout is still wet, because I don't want to gouge in too far. Keep it going.